ain't gonna lie to you. Shit is getting sketchy. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I ain't never heard of Drake's house getting shot up. Now he done been into a lot of beefs, but I ain't never heard of his house getting shot up. Now I'm all for the rap beef. I'm all for all that, but let's keep it on wax. You know what I'm saying? Like we got two goats, we got two greats, and let's just keep it on wax and let's just keep it entertainment. So right now we got shooting at Drake's mansion. So let's check this out. I hope everybody's okay, and let's run this clip. And remember, like, comment, and subscribe.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no.
See, bro, man, like, I hope this is just like, well, I don't hope, but like, this better be just fans, you know? Like, but, you know, fans be taking shit too seriously. I highly doubt that Kendrick had anything to do with this. It's just some fans taking everything out of context and, you know, but then again, with all these P3DO allegations that was just, you know, came to light, you know, who do you like? We don't know if it's somebody that's trying to ride for their loved ones. Like, we don't know what's going on. So, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot to uncover. Like Cat Williams said, 2024 is about to be the year, and it's it's been going down so far.
On whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with them. Joining me now is Mark Mendelson. He is a former homicide detective, and he joins us now to discuss the developments in this case. As Mark, we're waiting for more word from police. Details are very scant right now. But what do you make of this shooting? This, for our viewers across the country, is known as the Bridle Path, this neighborhood. It's got a lot of mansions, but it's pretty open. It's not as though it's a gated.
It's open, but I was just reading that Drake got this big old high like fence or whatever that's like an eyesore to the neighborhood and whatnot. So what were y'all like? Y'all not getting in there? Like, what are you shooting at, bro? You shooting at a well, I was there. Damn, never mind. They hit somebody. Like, I wonder if it was like it had to be like a security guard or something like that, you know? So.
Yeah, and good morning, Marcia. You're right. It's not a gated area, but there are very, very large homes in that neighborhood. You know, and what goes along with large homes like that is a lot of security cameras and other security precautions that are taking place. And if you ever had the opportunity to drive past Drake's residence, you'll notice that there are gates and there are walls and there is a sort of strict.
Whoever did this, y'all about to get caught. Like, all them different camera angles, bro, man, y'all about to get caught. If y'all got a rental car through your girlfriend or through your mama, they about to connect them dots. They pay too much money in taxes over there to let something like that go down. Y'all about to get caught. They about to send the cavalry. Trust me, in the next couple days, we gonna find out who this is.
Strategically place trees, etc., to provide security. And there are also uniformed security guards at the residence. And it's my understanding from a source within Toronto Police that, in fact, it is a security guard who is the victim of the shooting, who was working at the time. It was described to me as a drive-by shooting. And as you mentioned, you know, the police have put out a suspect vehicle. So that's all we really know at this point. As you fairly stated, we don't know if at home, if he's in the country, or wherever. And now what the police are going to be doing is looking at the motivation behind this shooting. Again, there's lots of security cameras in all kinds of homes around that area, lots of security guards in other homes as well and patrols. So they may have information of investigative value as well. But they'll be looking for the motivation. And of course, Marcia, in the backdrop of all of this is this sort of feud that's been going on.
The motivation was to shoot somebody. That was the motivation, was to pop somebody and to send a message.
Mentioned with Lamar in terms of who's dropping songs and who is disrespecting the other one. And as early as this morning, you know, somebody actually went on Google Maps and re-tagged Drake's residence as Lamar's residence. So it's this feud going on. Now, whether this is all for clicks or for publicity, I mean, nobody knows at this point. But it really doesn't take anything more than somebody being offended by what they're seeing or reading to decide that they're going to take things into their own hands and commit this crime. And that's what the police will be looking at now. So it's very early on in the investigation. Lots of good security tape to look at. You have a living witness in this security guard that's been shot.
It's going to be a lot of security footage to look at. So I hope y'all covered y'all plates. Y'all still had y'all mask on. Y'all covered y'all tracks. Y'all did that ish mafia style. I hope y'all covered y'all tracks, because with all them cameras out there like that in the neighborhoods and then the traffic lights and all that, man, they're gonna find y'all ass. Hope y'all covered y'all tracks. If not, y'all gonna be in jail by Tuesday.
Sure that when he's able to speak, he will speak, and he'll be interviewed by the police, and we'll have to go from there.
Okay, and I just want to say, Mark, this is unconfirmed that it was the security guard. We're still waiting to hear officially from police. We expect them to be scrumming, hopefully, with reporters outside of that scene shortly, very shortly. I do want to ask you how police investigate something like this when a high-profile celebrity is involved.
Well, they're going to look at the motivation, as I mentioned earlier. Were there other threats that were coming in throughout the night, whether by text message or online? They'll be scouring all the online postings to see if anybody made any untoward or violent threats towards Drake or anybody that works.
Because these dudes is idiots. Excuse me. In 2024, and well, before that, I would say from 2012 on, it's like people like to make threats on the internet. Like that, don't do that. They looking. Like if you don't think they got Facebook accounts and all that and not looking, you crazy.
Drake or his residence. These are the things that they'll be looking at. They'll be scouring over the security tape to try and get a license plate and a description of that vehicle. And they'll be hunting down that vehicle as well. It may be stolen, it may not. We don't know. All of this is very early on. They'll be looking at the ballistics that remain at the scene, whether it's shell casings or if there's a bullet that's been retrieved from the victim or at the scene. They'll be looking at that, comparing that to other crimes that are out there now. So there's lots of steps to be taken. There's going to be interviews of Drake's staff and neighbors and canvassing of that nature. So it's going to take some time. This is not new. We have seen this not only in this city, but certainly in the United States, where there have been feuds between rappers who have filmed a video in somebody else's quote unquote territory. And the response has been violence. We've seen murders related to the industry and people who are involved in that genre of music. And we've seen a lot of murders in the States that have been related to that. So this is not new. But it is obviously upsetting, and it will be thoroughly investigated, I'm sure, by the police.
And I'm well aware that this next question is of a speculative nature, but we understand Drake is cooperating with police, but we don't know if he was there. The fact that he has made that outreach or they reached out to him, do you think, Mark, that he was at home at the time?
I have no idea. I just don't know about the travels of Drake. I'm too old, Marcia, to keep an eye on that. But
that's a pretty idiotic question. Drake is an international superstar. 9 times out of 10, he was not home. He was not home. I'll be very shocked if Drake was at home when this happened.
At the end of the day, he's going to have information of investigative value, whether he was in the home or whether he was in another country. And, and again, I'll go back to, has he been threatened in any way, either directly or indirectly, and from who, and what steps did they take? What steps did the security guards at the residence take? So by cooperating, I would expect him to cooperate. I'm quite sure the police reached out to him right away because he will have some answers to help fill some of the voids in this puzzle.
I want to ask you about security at the home, and you're right. If you were able to drive, if anyone has driven by, they would see that security was pretty tight. But clearly, Mark, this shows us that no security system is perfect.
Why you ain't got no gates? Have some gates, man. It's places where you need they got a gate, they got the security guard, and the people who lives there, they need to call the gate to let them know they even have like a delivery or they're expecting anybody to even come. Why they got these $100 million homes. Like, I'm pretty sure they got some expensive homes over there, crazy expensive. Why you ain't got no security and no gates? Like, I wouldn't even be living nowhere like if I'm not behind no gates. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Drake, nigga, I'm living behind a gate, behind another gate. I'm not making it easy. I'm not making it easy for you to come get me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it very hard for you, brother.
Absolutely not. I mean, if what I've been told is correct, that it was a drive-by shooting, there really is nothing preventative there. There's cars. It's an open road. There's cars able to drive back and forth all the time, and security guards in Canada are not armed. They are unarmed security guards, and you can have the best security systems in the.
I didn't know that. Man, America about that life. Like, I haven't heard in some, I think it's England or something like that, that the cops don't even carry guns. Like, America's the only ones that carry guns like that. Like, if there's any other countries that don't carry guns as far as police and security, man, put that in the comments for me.
You can have the best physical security in terms of gates and brick walls, things of that nature. But to be able to be proactive and prevent somebody from just driving by the house and opening fire, short of closing the road, there really is no solution.
Could you see this investigation expanding to involve other law enforcement, or is this in the hands of Toronto Police solely?
Well, right now, the offense took place in Toronto, so they will have jurisdiction. They'll have carriage of the investigation. In the event that they have to reach out to other police services to follow up on threats or perceived threats, there'll be no hesitation from the police to reach out to whatever police service, wherever it may be in North America or in Europe. It doesn't really matter. There's always good cooperation. And you're right. They may have witnesses they need interviewed very quickly in wherever, LA or London or Paris. We don't know. But it's just a phone call away and those interviews will be done.
Celebrities are often targeted, and it's even worse with social media these days. Mark, do you, from your experience, know if people always go to the police if they are feeling threatened, or if they have been threatened?
Most people do. Most people aren't threatened, I think, but the higher profile you live your life, the more you're on TV and on the radio and on social media, the more you expose yourself. And, every threat has to be sort of weighted in terms of a threat assessment, as to whether it's even possible to identify the source and what that person is doing in their particular life and in their particular business at that time. But I certainly, from my experience and from my clients, threats like this are reported to the police because they do need that assistance, and they have a far wide-reaching investigative, wingspan, if you will, to investigate these things as opposed to doing it internally.
Okay,
Of course, Drake is going to cooperate. He ain't do nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't home. He probably ain't got nothing, really nothing to tell. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure this Kendrick Lamar beef ain't got nothing to do with it. It's probably some crazy fan that did something stupid. But as far as between Drake and Kendrick, I'm pretty sure it ain't got nothing to do with that. Them niggas ain't that stupid. They too high profile for that.
a quick answer because I know you have to do another interview, country. Mark. Do you feel that this was a warning, a sign, or do you think that there was an attempt of murder here?
I think anytime you shoot somebody, that's an attempt at murder. I mean, we watch it on TV. Oh, why don't you, shoot him in the leg or shoot him in the arm? That's not reality. That's not how the world works. So yeah, when you shoot somebody, I think there's.
I'm shooting you to get I'm shooting you to get the fuck off me. You getting the fuck off me. I don't give a fuck if I shoot you in the leg, the chest, the head, or whatever. If I feel threatened, nigga, I am buzzing. Pause. But that's the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all got any other videos for me to react to, please put that in the comments. Once again, Breezy out.